It was 2018 when Lexena and Stephen were expecting their first child together. But 4 months into Lexena's pregnancy, Stephen fell critically ill. 2 months later, Lexena too became ill and received a devastating medical diagnosis. Today, Lexena joins me to recount the series of events that cut short their happy ending.
Lexena, thank you
Thanks.
very much for joining me, and thank you very much for agreeing to talk to me today.
You're welcome.
What you have been going through for the last 2 years. So it has been
Yeah.
a rough last 2 years for you. You've had a pregnancy of a beautiful baby boy, but you
Mm-hmm.
suffered a pulmonary embolism during that pregnancy. You were,
Lost my baby father right after his birth.
and so it has been a really rough 2 years for you, but you're here today and looking good,
Thanks.
right? So talk to
Mm-hmm.
us. You found out you were pregnant. Was it a very normal pregnancy?
Well, when I found out that I was pregnant, I was actually happy because I wanted a child before I reached 40. Because you know that once you reach over 35, you're going to have a lot of complications during pregnancy. So I really wanted a child before I reached 40.
Good. And you said that you had asthma, and that was the only sickness that you had. So it was a pretty normal pregnancy.
Mm-hmm. Was except I felt a lot of tummy ache,
Some
a
ache.
whole lot, like round the clock.
Talk to us about the moment when you found out that something was wrong. Take us back to that day. What happened on that day? What did you feel?
Well, there were a number of things that went wrong. Started with kidney issue. That was in February. But we're talking about PE, so I don't want to go off track.
Yes.
So what happened was I was in Spanish Town. I followed my spouse back then to a therapy session. I was sitting in the car waiting on him. I felt my chest tightening up on me. And I called my sister asking her if she could follow me to the hospital, right?
Mm-hmm.
She said, Alicia, you don't want to go down to the hospital. You don't dare smell bad. So I sat in the car. I pulled the brassiere strap. I still felt like I was losing consciousness. I felt miserable, out of breath.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into the doctor's office and I asked them to give me some nebulizer because I thought I was having an asthma attack.
Okay.
When I went in there, I asked him for nebs. He said that he can't just give me nebs because he has never treated me before. So he started examining me. Then he said to me that it doesn't sound as if I'm having an asthma attack because I wasn't wheezing or anything. He said that it's a suspected case of PE. So I asked him what PE was. He said pulmonary embolism. So, he sent me to UE to the emergency room. So I didn't take it seriously because I was like, he doesn't know anything. I have asthma.
The Center for Disease Control and Prevention defines pulmonary embolism as the sudden blockage of a major blood vessel in the lung by a blood clot. According to statistics, pulmonary embolism is one of the leading causes of maternal mortality in the United States, accounting for some 20% of all maternal deaths. Warning signs include shortness of breath, leg pain, swelling, pain in the back, and coughing up blood.
Yeah, man. So he doesn't know anything. I have asthma. So I went home and, was relaxing as usual. But then I felt my chest tightening up again. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to check it out. So my spouse took me to the hospital. When I went there, they drew some blood from me. No, they tried to give me the CT scan. I'm afraid of needles, even though I have a lot of piercings. So, so when they tried to pull the blood, you have to pardon me, because I told you about my memory thing.
Yeah, man. I know.
Yeah, man. So when they try to pull the blood, they missed the vein because I have really tiny veins. So they did it about 6 times, and I was so upset, annoyed, and scared of needles as usual. So what happened now is that the doctor came in and she said to me that she doesn't think it's pulmonary embolism. She thinks it's because I'm pregnant, and normally when you're pregnant, you tend to have shortness of breath,
Right.
and if you have asthma, asthma tend to get worse with the pregnancy. So I went home without doing the CT scan, and I felt a little bit better when she said that to me, because she said that while she was pregnant, she endured a lot of shortness of breath. So she said that it's a typical thing for pregnant women. So, mind you, this is not my first pregnancy because I have a 21-year-old son. So, but I didn't remember much.
Yeah.
But even though I didn't remember much, I knew that I didn't have anything like that, really, my breathing issue.
Right.
So, when I went back home now, I was telling my son about it. My son is in the science field because he was studying to be a doctor rather, but he changed for engineering. So, when them full of the know it all thing,
Oh, yeah. That's
mommy, you need to go check it where you mean, she tell about say, she don't think you didn't pay her for her thoughts, or you don't go to hospital for their thoughts.
yeah.
They need to check you so you know what's going on. So, he was there, and me just a brush him off still because me know me not good enough in a CT scan. So, anyway, Saturday morning, called me and said, Mommy, just give me a code for you. Just give me a code, your password them and stuff,
Yeah.
and your PIN number for your like, credit card them or whatever. Because me know you're good because you decided to you're good, so me just want to prepare myself. So I said, then. So the Saturday now, me just call Apex and I set an appointment with them, but the earliest appointment they had was for, I think it was after 2, but I wasn't feeling well. So, and it was really a short notice. So I never just want to just leave out on the beat. So brushed it off again, went to my OB the following Monday, and I was telling him about it. And he was like, pulmonary embolism is no joke. It's no joke. You need to go and do the CT scan because I don't want to do the C-section. And then when I take out the placenta, then the uterus, whatever it is.
Yes.
When I
Yes.
take out the baby, then I'm trying to remember exactly what he said. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said that a clot may be lying underneath it and I can get a stroke or heart attack from it. So he said that it's best I go and check it out. Right. So I made an appointment. I called and I made an appointment to do the CT scan the Tuesday. So I went and do it. I remember it was the technician there. She took the report to the radiologist and he was like, you have to go to the emergency room right away, whether it is KPH or UE. You have to go there. It's an emergency. You have 3 clots. So I have one in the left pulmonary artery, one in the right, and one in the superior vena cava.
Mm.
So when I went to UE, them did the regular routine, string you up, etc. They gave me some heparin.
How were you feeling at this point, though, when she said you have 3 clots? Did she say it as if it is something that's extremely serious that you need to take care of this right now?
Yes, but I didn't really take it serious, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm free spirited someone to really take things serious.
Yeah. And then it's such a strange term. If I hear the term to it, he didn't say diabetes or cancer, so you kind of like,
Exactly.
it's some random stuff.
Exactly. So I was in the hospital now, so they admitted me, and the doctor said to me that they would give me an injection that's Lexena. She said it's expensive, but it's really good, and if I use it, I don't have to test my blood every other day. But if I take the heparin, I would have to test my blood. But anything to avoid needles, not knowing that I would have to take this injection twice per day. And trust me, when I bought a week supply, it was like 51,000 something plus tax for a week supply.
And during this time, Stephen was going through his own therapy because he too was sick.
Yes, he was going through his own therapy because
you were supporting him also.
He was diagnosed with neuromyelitis optica.
Okay.
So he was going to therapy because he couldn't walk well
Right.
right after he couldn't walk well. So, I had to do physical therapy to, to regain back strength in the muscles.
Right. Right. So you're
So
$51,000 per month for this medication.
per month,
Per
per
week.
week, you need
Per
to check
week.
the pharmacy
Right.
weekly.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So I wasn't even thinking about the money. Trust me.
Right. Yeah, because it's your
Whenever I had something, the medical insurance. So I was thinking that it would have covered the cost for them. That's another story, because when I sent my friend at the time, her boyfriend went and filled the prescription for me. I gave them the credit card to fill the prescription for me. He said that they had to use a PIN and he didn't want to use my card. So he purchased the first amount from his card, right? So the first money was spent from him, and they bought me some stuff like to stay over because I didn't know they were gonna admit me.
right.
So got the injections. The nurse gave me the first one, and trust me, I'm tell you, one of the hottest pain me feel. Remember I tell you about I have 2 sons, so
Yeah.
I tell you the hottest pain me feel, believe me. It's like a 1,000 watts a stinger. That's how the pain felt.
Yeah.
It's anyways, in the hospital, still not really take it serious. Man, this one video coming from my son. I start read the caption. Him say on it was about a woman who had pulmonary embolism and she died 24 hours after giving birth. So right away, me start right now.
Yes.
Because I'm like,
How many months were you by this time? How many months?
I think I was 33 weeks.
Okay, so close to your 40-week due date. Yeah.
So some start fret that come.
Did you do any research when he sent that video to see, okay, how rare is this thing? How many people die from this thing? Especially.
Yeah, man, with the research and stuff, but the only positive research, the only positive answer I got was from Serena Williams, but it wasn't so much because it was after she had her baby, then she got the blood clots. So
Right.
remember that I am like 33 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a C-section. I cannot deliver normal.
Yeah.
Right? So it has to be a C-section. It has to be planned. And I'm thinking now, the test the baby already, so the baby okay. So right now, I would say, why just sad for now, so I have baby, and I'm not even gonna get to meet him, or maybe I go dead right after. I just start feel sad.
Right.
Stephen used to
Reassure.
reassure me. Tell you,
Yeah.
I'm gonna explain the part there to you further on.
Yeah, man. Yes, I know you said you were going
Because
to.
you're lucky me do this now, because I'm telling you, say, one day I'm come like a complete dunce, but a fish for words. I couldn't remember a lot in the 3rd trimester.
Yeah.
Barely could remember anything. Barely.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, you
I was
said
talking
that.
about Steven used to like, so I'm saying, no, that I'm to you, man. You go all right, me go all right, the baby go all right, everybody go all right. Just have faith. Although I know you don't believe in a God.
Mhm.
Yes, I am a skeptic, but for persons who really don't understand skepticism,
Yes.
you have to like define it with atheism. So I guess the more understand it that way. But I'm a skeptic.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like even though you don't believe in God, me know God I go push, God I go pull it through this. And me no business with him because him don't know one squat in my mind. So me no business, me know me I go dead.
And you were making preparations. I remember talking.
And I was making preparations. Trust me, I was making preparations.
When you say we're making preparations, what do you mean? In your mind, or were you actually doing stuff?
Not in my mind. Actually, like my accounts and everything, I start tell my bigger son, say, all right, then, yes, so the US account, split that in half for your Kavi. And then I have another saving account. I said that one you need to split that one in half. So, and then I also went ahead and I bought a car because his father was in the rental business. So I also bought a car and said to him that in case anything happens to me, he should rent the car out and put it towards Kavi's upbringing.
Mhm.
Right? So
Okay, so you
that is something that me, cause just me sometime until it say
and
based on
after you made those preparations, you were sent there.
mm-hmm.
You said those things to your son. Make these preparations. Give my son this half. You take this half. What was the next major step when you were there? Did you receive any encouragement from the doctors and staff to make you feel any better?
Yes, they tried to make me feel better, but that's why I have to love my doctor, my OB. Him not sugarcoat nothing. Him like, this is serious, you know. This is serious something. PE is no joke. And then, the doctors, they would come by and said, you're going to be okay, man. You're going to be okay. But I realized that all them business with the baby because all them do I check him heartbeat and all of them something there. I mean, I say nothing not going for me except me take the bag of injections them every day. So, seminary really business with them because them only one knows so them deliver a healthy baby.
And maybe because you delivered at UWI, University Hospital of the West Indies. I delivered there.
Yeah, man.
I find that their approach, I'm no doctor and I don't have any experience in the medical field, but I find that if your baby's in distress, yes, they do take a lot of care and caution because they want to deliver that healthy baby. But what I find, I just peeping in my docket and I realized that they do observations. So if you had a chance to look in your docket, they were looking at you, but they didn't want you to panic. So they would write,
No,
mother Ed.
me hear them, man, because me tell you one next thing too. The students them come around and them ask you 1 million question. One said come, one said come. So I was annoyed of them. Honestly, one day I just tell myself, I'm not gonna answer none of them. Right? Me just decide that this is it. I ain't gonna answer nothing.
Right.
They give me food, me not eat it, me strike. Because me say me not one day in the hospital, they have me in the hospital. They were saying that I have to learn to give myself the injections before I can come out. I decide say, well, if I say it go, me have to go dead then because I'm not gonna give myself no injection. Call my friend and ask her if she could give me the injections. That's 2 times per day. Right? So she said that even if she get forgive me one, she can't commit to that. So okay, me got me depressed again. Start crying, me just that's it there, man, me just give up. You don't know who tell me because it's one of them got hear me. Psychologist come next.
Oh, yeah.
Then I say them think I am danger to myself and the baby.
Yeah.
But I was just frustrated because of the injections because they were so painful.
Yeah.
And not only that, I was also getting some steroids to develop the baby lungs because they were preparing for anything.
Okay. Wow.
You understand? So
Not only were you preparing, the doctors were preparing for your possible passing.
I think so because the main reason why them are gonna give me something that might develop baby lungs because them know say to me them know say me did I go dead.
Wow.
Them know say me did I go dead and I knew I was gonna die. Everybody felt that way. My son, he was fretting also. Everybody did fret. I was at peace really. At one point, I was at peace because I said, then I put everything in place. So at least if my dead, Kabiaga, all right.
But how could you be at peace when you're so young? Just for people who never understand, because I'm scared of death, but being that you're young, I'm sure you have a lot more you want to achieve. You're just giving birth to a baby. What made you be at peace? To say, what, I'm at peace with this thing. We can't fight.
Well, this is my take in life. I mean, the only thing in life that is sure is death. You understand?
Yeah.
You're not sure about living, you're sure about death. So I try not to be scared of it. And I don't know what happens after death. So I'm not scared of the unknown. What if death is a good thing? What if something comes good after?
I
So,
understand your position.
huh?
No, I say I understand your
Yeah,
position.
so
I understand your
I
out.
wasn't, so I was only sad because I thought that I wasn't going to be able to be there for Kavi because I love babies. I love everything about them. Because of that, I don't even something there. I mean, I get like babysitter for Kavi for like for I don't want to miss out on any of the milestones. Once the first laugh, when the teeth come up, everything, the puking, the everything,
I
the
know.
pooing, everything. I enjoy like literally everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. So
So by
I'm
this
one of
time,
those
33,
baby
when you brought
fanatics.
in the psychologist, what was his determination about your mental state?
So that I'm going, so that I have major depressive disorder. So
Oh,
they gave me some sertraline to take, It's an antidepressant or what I call a mad people pill. Yeah, man, anything with psychologists or psychiatrists prescribe me, I always say I'm mad people something.
oh.
So, I read upon them and I saw where it's not to be taken by breastfeeding or
Pregnant moms.
pregnant women. So, unless the benefit outweighs the risk. So, I wasn't going to take it because, like I said, I'm no mega dead and it might as well have become healthy.
Understand.
Yeah, man. So,
So after that, no, you decide you're not going to take the tablets. They didn't make any other steps to watch you mentally, like to do any form of
no, man, they didn't force me because I spoke to one of the doctors and I was saying to him that, listen to me, I don't think I have any major depressive disorder. Them did I give me injection, the bag, no, exactly what I said. Them I give me bag of injection. I'm afraid of the negro and me I cry and I just say, forget me, I just did and done. So, in that moment, me say, that no means I'm depressed. Everybody at some point say they give up, but they don't necessarily give up the most. Make you say anything that's right cut cross way.
you.
Yeah, so when I take the pill them and Stephen came by the hospital and he practiced on giving me the injection and the doctor said, yeah, that was good. So so they agreed to discharge me now. And Stephen gave me the injections twice per day.
Right.
Yeah, man.
So you were scheduled for a C-section at what week? 37 weeks or 38?
37 weeks. At that point now, they put me on the prenatal clinic up by UE.
Right.
Because I had to book there also. So I was gonna do the C-section at Natal Hospital. But I had to change because my OB said that I would have to do the C-section where they have an ICU because my case is not something that you want to play with. And all the assistant doctors that he would have had to help him backed out because they said that they don't want any death on their hands.
Well,
Yeah, so just think about something that's scary where you hear the doctors them afraid you hear them so one of the doctors say, boy, the one that I'm really scared of, is the one at the superior vena cava because that one, what if it dislodge and go to the heart? Because this one is huge. When me hear that, because I was coming from the bathrooms and that's how I heard. And me start for it again and boy, me effort and I said, boy, me just don't want the dead and I get to meet the baby. Actually, me just want at least 2 weeks with him.
right.
Me buy the whole back clothes and the fanciness. And
You
me just want
wanted to enjoy him because you do love
yeah
him.
man more for camp pretty him up and
Did you tell Stephen though that you didn't feel like you were going to make it? Did you relay all of this to
me
him?
tell everybody. I told my mom, she's a 7-day Adventist, so she and the prayer the prayer warrior, them decide to them gonna pray for me. But as my seminary religious, but she said she no business with me.
Right. She
Still
said,
I'm gonna make them
you're going to get that prayer whether or not you want it.
whether or not. So she still a boy. And them pray. But me tell her say come like death was knocking at my door for real. Because now fast forward to when the 37 week would have been May the 3rd. Doctors said that they don't want to deliver the baby on the weekend, but they want to deliver the baby when they have full staff. So they scheduled for the 6th of May. Right? And they told me to come in the hospital like Sunday anytime after 10. So I went in Sunday, my bags and everything prepared. They told me not to take any of the injections Sunday morning.
Right.
Hold on. Like, me take the injections Sunday morning. I wasn't supposed to take any Sunday night.
Right.
It's a Sunday morning. I'm trying to remember, like, me take it the Saturday night. I didn't take it Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I was in the hospital, lying down on the bed. Then I started feeling my tummy cramp me. A Sunday evening after 4, went to the nurse. Told the nurse that I'm feeling some cramp. She said that she's gonna check me. When she checked, they did the ultrasound, said that I'm having contractions. They gave me some, I don't know what they put in the drip, but it's supposed to delay the contractions. All right, you understand?
Yes.
Because then the doctor came down with Dr. Brownie, was like, I don't want excitement in here tonight, you know. May I tell you this, I don't want excitement. Try and say tomorrow morning we deliver a baby.
Right, right.
Yeah.
For a C-section,
That-
so they didn't want the contractions to start for you to have a vaginal birth.
exactly, because
Delay that, so
that,
that's the medical.
yeah, that, you know, my uterus probably would birth something, because I did a what was it? So my myomectomy in 2014. I did a myomectomy in 2014, and you know, that to take out the uterus, cut out the fibroids, and then sew it back and put it back in. So they didn't want to put that strain on the uterus
Yes.
for me to deliver vaginally. So that's why the C-section came in. So they gave me the thing, stopped the contractions. I was lying down. I was there talking to Stephen on the phone. It was like, well, after 11, then I get up to pee and I feel a whole heap of water. I said, no, man, I just feel messy. I called the nurse, and the nurse said she dropped one of those things, the pH thingy, to check for if it's amniotic fluid. She said that no, it's not. So it's not my head water that broke. So I said, listen to me. I don't know where so much water come from, so I eat. You understand? Because one time she checked me, like she literally said she don't know where the water come from. Then I was there feeling a whole lot of pain now. She called the doctor. As a matter of fact, no doctor was there. It was an intern.
Right.
When he came, he examined me. He said, definitely, you're going in labor.
And
Just imagine how I start fretting now, because I know so that's it. Huh?
and that's a bad thing for you to be going in labor.
Yeah, that's a bad thing, because they need clear 24 hours for me to be off the Lexena,
Right.
because they were going to give me the spinal, something, the
Epidural.
spinal, yeah, man. They were going to give me that, and they said that they can't give it to me again because they don't want any form of bleeding, and it can cause me to be paralyzed after. So I was like, but when I say the chance for me to come back out breathing slim because the lung situation, and I would have to be on a ventilator. You understand? So that's why they didn't want to put me to sleep in the first place.
Right.
And no, the anesthetist, they're explaining to me, you know, we had wanted to go through the other one, which is less risky, but no, we don't really have a choice. We have to put you to sleep.
Okay, so hold on. Not only were you were scheduled for
The Monday morning, 9 o'clock.
Monday morning, but you were scheduled for a C-section. You went into early labor. You cannot go into labor, and you cannot get general anesthesia, which is the preferred method at UE, right? General anesthesia, because to get epidural, I think the last time I checked, which was 2050, was like 90,000 to get that epidural.
Well, honestly, I am not rich, so I don't want you to think it's a rich thing, but
No,
don't think about, no, the thing is, I don't think about money when it comes on to my health.
that's good. No, I just want to make it clear that it's
No, I was just saying,
a journey for you.
whatever cost it was for me to get better or whatever,
It's good.
I didn't think about, like, I literally don't ask for price when it comes on to my health.
And that's amazing. That's good. But also, I'm perspective of it that you can't even do the general anesthesia, which was easier. You have to go through the epidural, which comes with its own risks.
Yes, so that's so. I summarize everything because if me did tell her like literally daily what was going on, trust me, you don't have the time.
Right.
You literally not have the time, because even when I remember when they said to me that I'm gonna have to do it awake, trust me, I don't want to be awake for the enough of my surgery. I
Yeah.
want to be asleep. I don't want to know what's going on.
Right.
You understand? And they said they can't do it while I'm asleep because of my lung situation. What if they can't get me to breathe? Afterwards, I would have to be on a ventilator. and ventilator it costs a lot to be on the ventilator per day. You understand? And they don't have a lot of ventilator either.
Right. How
You
much
understand?
how much was Stephen able to be a support to you? Because he was going through his own illness during this time. Was he in a
Trust me.
hospital?
Can I tell you this? While I was in the hospital, when I gave birth, Stephen was admitted the same day.
Mm.
So I am in one ward and Steve is in the other ward. After we talking on the phone and video chat.
At the same hospital, at same UE.
The same hospital.
Wow.
The same hospital. I remember the same day before they admitted him, he came over to the ward because he said that he wanted to see the baby because he likes to post stuff. That's him very show off. Trust me. He have to show us the man, he call himself the man himself, so the man himself, Junior Bond.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, man. Him named the baby Cavani too. So
Yeah.
because I wanted to name him Rain.
Yes.
So it was supposed to be Rain Chance Robinson.
Yes.
First time saying upon that, I name him Cavani. So I just said, just do it.
Okay.
So that's how Cavani came about.
Mm-hmm. It looks.
Yeah, and
So you gave birth that day. Did you get the epidural or did you end up doing general anesthesia?
general anesthesia.
Mm-hmm.
The catheter, I am scared of catheter because it's painful.
Yeah.
So I told them to do it while they put me to sleep. They said no, they can't. They don't have that time. They have to do it before they put me to sleep because they just have to go in really quickly and get out the baby because the anesthesia is not good for the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, when they put me to sleep now, fast forward to the next day, I'm awake. Doctors came by. Wow, I'm happy to see her. You know that we actually lost you like 2 times? Yeah, they said I'm a fighter.
That's good. Were you
Yeah.
surprised that you were still there when you woke up?
I was surprised. I was so surprised. My phone was underneath the bed because I put it there because I said if I ever make it out of this, I have to take pictures of the baby as I wake up. So that I did. Videoed the baby and I sent it to my son first, and then I sent it to Stephen afterwards, and then my mom.
Wow.
My mom, she was there like I think she was the second person to come, Steve was already at the hospital because he was waiting to get admitted. But my mom was actually the second person to come because my mom, she have to be there for all of the excitement. She want to be the first. She have to be the first for each there. So she came and she asked me if she can take a picture of the baby. I say, yeah, go ahead, because she know me same. Because I'm like, I haven't posted them on any social media except my WhatsApp.
Right.
And it's not because people don't know that I have a child. It's because I'm just keeping him to myself for now.
Right. You're protecting him. It's that gift you didn't expect to keep so long, so you want to guard it.
Yes. So whenever I'm ready to post him on my Instagram or Facebook, I'll post him. But for now, I'm keeping him to myself. I post him on my WhatsApp status. So close friends and acquaintances
Yeah.
and family member, they will see it, but not for Facebook and Instagram because, I have a whole lot of persons that I don't even know, and them just want to know your business.
I understand. And how did that work?
Yeah, he came over there. I remember I told you he signed the baby's birth certificate.
Mm-hmm.
And we were there laughing and chatting until they pushed him in the wheelchair over and he went over to the ward.
Right.
And I was there and they still I get the injection twice per day. I feel the belly ache from the C-section. I am allergic to NSAID, so I can't take much painkiller except for opioids. And you know that there are not a lot of opioids in Jamaica.
Right. Right.
So they gave me Panadine F. When I took it, but I realized that the baby was sleeping a lot and
I see.
wasn't feeding. So I stopped taking it and I bear the pain. I breastfed him exclusively for the first 6 months.
So you went home, you gave birth, you went home. When was Stephen discharged? How soon after you were discharged, Stephen was discharged from the hospital?
About 4 days.
4 days.
Yeah, so I went to the hospital with my mom, my sister drove, but I went to the hospital also.
Right.